get this puppy started. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mayor Joe Backus, and I'm pleased to welcome each of you to Scappoose' 11th annual town meeting. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to be here today. As someone who works, coaches, volunteers, and travels with my family and community, I understand the value of a Saturday. Saturdays are there to connect with loved ones and recharge, but today you choose to spend Saturday morning with your community, helping make Scappoose a little better every year, and the value of that contribution is immeasurable. I look forward to this event every year because it's not often we get to learn, contribute, share, question, and shape our future together in one room as one community. So again, thank you for being part of today. But before moving on, I'd like to thank our wonderful community sponsors for making this event possible. Grocery Outlet for donating the utensils, dishes, and waters. Brown Butter Bakery for the cinnamon rolls. Scappoose Bagel for the bagels and schmear. Dutch Brothers for donating the hot chocolate. Shadley's Express Lane Espresso for the coffee. My Northwest event here in Warren for the tables and chairs. Paulson Printing for the advertising signs you've seen around town. Fred Meyer for the fruit trays. And of course, Scappoose High School for hosting us. Thank you, everyone. We couldn't do this event without your support today and in our community every day. I would like to also thank NJ Johnson and Mattia Mulberg, two members of our amazing staff here at the city, for taking the lead in organizing today. And a special thank to NJ Johnson for really helping me write all this and get all this information together. So please, can we give them all a round of applause? Thank you. I also always like to give a shout out to our city council for the amazing work they do. Your leadership, volunteerism, dedication, creativity, and connection to your community inspires everyone around you every day, and your efforts are far from unappreciated. If you would please stand as your name is being called. We have Council President Tyler Miller, Councilor Jeanette Santiago, Councilor Joe Haugen, Councilor Marty McKee, and Councilor John Ryuda. And not here today, way back in the corner, not here today, Councilor Kim Holmes. Lastly, we have many of our outstanding community partners outside tabling to share what their organizations do and how you can get involved. These groups include Columbia River PUD, Columbia Soil and Water Conservation District, Oregon Manufacturing Innovation Center, or OMIC, PCC OMIC Training Center, Port of Columbia County, Scappoose Bay Watershed Council, Scappoose Community Club, Scappoose Community Connection, Scappoose Historical Society, Scappoose Public Library, Scappoose Rural Fire Protection District, Scappoose School District, and Scappoose Senior Center. And of course, you can find out all of our city departments as well as the city council table outside to answer all your questions. So please join up with them after we're done here today. Okay, moving on to project updates. We take some time each year at this event to go through the recent, current, and upcoming projects of each department so that you as citizens know what's going on in your community. Like most cities in Oregon, we operate in a council manager form of government where the elected council sets the policies, goals, and direction of the city and hires a city manager who hires a staff to carry out those functions and operations on a day-to-day basis. These are your police officers, your utility workers, treatment plant operators, and the administrative team who work hard for the city every day. We're going to start with our Community Development Department. It is run by Community Development Director Lori Joseph. Lori, if you would please stand and be recognized. She's right down here. Lori has been with the city for over 11 years and worked her way up from associate planner through various roles to her current position. The Community Development Department facilitates and reviews all new development in Scappoose city limits. The staff under Lori work as planners, engineers, and building inspectors. Recently, the newest development has been the Dutch Canyon Phase 4 subdivision, which is now nearly complete. It's certainly come a long way since the flyover you see on the screen today. This will grow our community by 33 new homes, adding valued members to the community and expanding our tax base. The department is also responsible for looking towards the future and shaping the Scappoose housing supply, our economy, and recreational community that we live in. Over the past 4 years, the city has been working on the most significant long-range planning project the city of Scappoose has undertaken, the 50-year plan, which is underway and nearing completion. This plan will include updates to our housing capacity analysis, economic opportunity analysis, development standards, comprehensive plans, zoning map, and a 44-acre urban growth boundary expansion. This all allows us to know where new development is going to occur in the future and to invest in the necessary infrastructure accordingly. The city expects to begin adoption proceedings this summer. And as we look forward to our finances, you're going to hear a lot about city leaders talk about grants today as one of the most direct tools we have to save money while still making necessary investments in our future. The first one I'll mention is the city applied for and was awarded a $250,000 grant from the state of Oregon to complete an update to our transportation system plan, which is out of date. And then recently, you may have heard of the dissolvement of the Columbia Economic Team, CET, which led and coordinated most of the business recruitment and development work in Columbia County for over a decade. Thanks to Scappoose and other cities in the county for stepping up at a time of need, we were able to take over the grants that funded a lot of their work and hire a former Columbia Economic Team staff member, Sierra Trask, if you would please stand. To continue these programs that the business community is counting on. These programs include the Munch and Learn, teaching small businesses the basics of bookkeeping, marketing, social media, and other business operation essentials. The Keep It Local website, which you may know by the holiday stamp cards, and local task force teams dedicated to workforce development, communication, downtown revitalization, and improving the regulatory process. So you should hear a lot more about that in the coming months. The City of St. Helens and Scappoose received a grant to develop a plan to build a shared use trail between the two cities. Early project planning meetings for this are underway. So look forward to that. And thank you, Lori, and your team for all that you do. Appreciate it. Moving on to our police department. Our police chief is Chris Fluellen. Chief Fluellen, way back in the corner. Thank you. Chief Fluellen has been with the city for over 3 years. Prior to joining our team, he was an infantry officer in the United States Army and held law enforcement positions in North Carolina, Washington, and Oregon. The Scappoose Police Department provides public safety patrol, law enforcement, and response 365 days a year. One of Chief Fluellen's top priorities and accomplishments has been fully staffing the police department with dedicated and highly trained officers. In the last year, the city has filled the sergeant pool with 3 sergeants, Sergeant Larson, Sergeant McClure, and Sergeant Anderson. I also want to acknowledge that Officer Davis and Officer Bernhardt recently graduated from the Oregon State Police Academy, are now in the field serving Scappoose. The police department will soon be hiring 2 more officers to reach the amount of staffing allowed for our budget. The increase of staffing has allowed the department to increase daily patrol coverage by 1 hour. Our current budget's for 12 police officers. But having a well-staffed police force not only means higher presence in our community, it also has a tremendous impact on morale, camaraderie, and retention. Scappoose police officers are some of the most involved members of our community. You'll often see them helping out at events, assisting residents with everyday needs, and behind the grill cooking up burgers and hot dogs. Recently, they've attended the Earth Day, Movies in the Park, 7 Mile Showdown, Donut Day fundraising event, and Chief for a Day. In response to consistent citizen feedback and subsequent council direction, the police department is working to operationalize 24/7, 365-day coverage by the end of next year. There has also been work done to implement a detective position, a drug detention canine program, and to reestablish the school resource officer in collaboration with the school district. So thank you, Chief Fluellen and entire Scappoose Police Department for everything you do to keep Scappoose safe. Thank you. Public Works. Our Public Works Department is led by Public Works Director Dave Suka. You stand up right there. David's been with the city for 9 years. Dave and his team maintain all the public assets in Scappoose, including streets, parks, utilities, and city buildings and facilities. Comes to parks, the Public Works Department was successfully awarded a $1 million grant to design and develop Grabhorn Park, north of Veterans Park. This park will include sports fields, disc golf, walking path, and a parking lot. The city is currently receiving bids for the design and construction to begin later this year. The city also recently received an $89,000 grant to replace the playground equipment at Veterans Park with new accessible equipment, fulfilling a long-time goal to have a more inclusive park space for people of all abilities. And construction of a disc golf course along Chapman Landing will begin soon and open for play this summer. And if you haven't visited Chapman Landing, I encourage all of you to visit our waterfront park down on the channel. Streets. Public Works staff are currently evaluating pavement condition software that utilizes AI for pavement condition analysis and scoring. Once a product has been selected, the city hopes to have an updated evaluation completed by this summer. Public Work crews performed annual crack sealing, striping, and sign maintenance work last summer and will begin again in June. And all the small things, little things, as well as to keep our infrastructure up to date and functioning well. The city is currently planning a sidewalk improvement to Vine Street, which will greatly improve safety and walkability to and from Grant Watts and Otto Peterson. Staff anticipates this design to be completed by next winter with construction to follow in summer 2027. This project will be funded by revenue generated from our local fuel tax dollars. Water distribution, nearly completed design for upgrading the water distribution lines in the northwest portion of the city, with construction expected to begin in the fall. Water treatment, this past year has been both productive and forward-moving for the water treatment, marked by significant progress on major capital projects and continued excellence in daily operations. One of the most impactful projects currently underway is the construction of a new 3 million gallon reservoir at the Keys Road water treatment plant. This additional storage will greatly improve system reliability, support future growth, and strengthen our ability to maintain consistent service during peak demand periods in the summer. Construction continues on schedule, and the project remains a central focus of our long-term infrastructure planning. In parallel to that, the Miller Road exploration basalt well has advanced through key phases of evaluation and development. This groundwater source has the potential to enhance system redundancy and provide additional capacity during seasonal demand or emergency situations. Work will continue in the coming years as we complete testing and determine the well's full production potential. That could be a game changer for Scappoose. Throughout the year, daily operations for both the groundwater and surface water systems remain fully compliant with all state and federal regulatory requirements. Staff maintain strict adherence to monitoring, reporting, and operational standards, ensuring the community receives safe, reliable, and high-quality drinking water every day. Wastewater Division has been productive and a successful year, highlighted by strong permit compliance, major progress in facility upgrades, and the continued dedication of staff. Despite operating under significant construction throughout most of the year, the plant consistently met all our NPDES permit requirements, maintaining full compliance in monitoring, reporting, and treatment performance. This achievement reflects the team's professionalism and ability to adapt to challenging conditions while ensuring uninterrupted service to the community. Substantial progress was made on the comprehensive treatment plant upgrade project. Key components include the installation of new headworks, improvements to the aeration system, upgraded UV disinfection, and modernization of multiple pumping systems throughout the facility. These improvements will enhance treatment efficiency, increase reliability, and position the plant to meet evolving regulatory capacity needs. A big one this year, the transition from a Class B to a Class A biosolids has also been a major focus. With the Class A system experienced several operational hurdles during startup and optimization, staff has continued to troubleshoot the system adjustments, and Class A biosolids are expected to be fully available in the coming months. This transition will expand beneficial reuse options and reduce long-term management costs. And within the last year, City was recognized for the work around the biosolids dryer by the League of Oregon Cities with their award for excellence for medium-sized cities. So please turn your attention to the screen for the League of Oregon Cities recognition video.
The city recently upgraded its biosolids program to address storage, land application sites, and nuisance odors. Scappoose contracted with Consor Engineering for project upgrades and researched multiple methods for biosolids handling. Ultimately, the city selected the BioDryer, an innovative technology that produces a nutrient-rich Class A material. This greatly reduces storage requirements, removes the need for certified land application sites, and significantly reduces odors. The BioDryer uses a modular configuration which helps to increase capacity and the production of rich organic material. Because it uses the metabolic energy of the bacteria in biosolids instead of costly fossil fuels, the BioDryer can save up to 70% in energy costs compared to a conventional belt or paddle dryer. After 6 months of Class A biosolids production, the city is meeting project goals and expects to execute the land application process with minimal impact. Congratulations to the City of Scappoose, winner of the Award for Excellence.
Congratulations and thank you to Kevin Turner, Angela Smith, and Scott Geron for helping Scappoose receive the statewide recognition it deserves. And Kevin Turner is here today. If you'd stand for. Kevin's another member of class of '88. I gotta make sure we get that out there. Scappoose, '88. And in the spirit of mentioning something totally outside their scope that still take time in their community, the city worked with Community Club to install holiday lights and decorations throughout town this past winter. So I hope you enjoyed all the Christmas lights, and that's gonna grow even better this year. So thank you for that as well. Thank you, Dave, and your entire team for what you do. Appreciate it. Okay, all of that, what we've discussed here, of course, takes funding. And not just 1 year or one project, but truly sustainable funding mechanisms. As part of our annual goal-setting efforts, the City Council tasked staff with goal number 2, research and implement methods to provide sustainable funding for public safety, infrastructure, and parks. We as a council have emphasized from the beginning to first look at what we have and how we can use that to be more effectively. Staff have been working hard to come up with ideas and present different options to us for levels of service, and now it's time to discuss all of that together as a community. So I invite you to join us in the cafeteria when we're done here for an interactive workshop where you'll play a role in making the general fund work for our city. Thank you again for everyone who took the time to be here this morning. Events like this remind us that a strong community doesn't just happen. It's built through participation, conversation, and a willingness to show up and be part of something bigger than ourselves. Local government works best when it works with the people it serves. Your ideas, your feedback, and your involvement help guide the decisions we make and shape the future of Scappoose. Whether it's attending meetings, volunteering, supporting local organizations, or simply staying informed, every bit of engagement makes a difference. So I want to thank our residents, our community partners, our city staff, and our city council for the dedication you bring to this community every day. It truly takes all of us working together to keep Scappoose the special place we're proud to call home. Thank you. So thank you for being here, thank you for being engaged, and thank you for continuing to invest your time and energy in this future of Scappoose. Now I'd like to turn it over to Assistant to City Manager NJ Johnson, and he's going to take us through some quick basics of how our budget works and what we're going to be doing out here for our activity. Thank you.